Hey guys, it's Michelle with Complete Wellness, and today I want to talk to you about self care. I know it's a buzzword, and people can try to convince you that that's just code for being selfish and self centered, but it really is necessary. It's like when you board a plane and the stewardess, flight attendant, is telling you to put your oxygen mask on first so that you can be strong enough to help those around you. So it's the same principle, whether, unfortunately, mothers are the worst at this. You bury your ID in your kid, your time into your kid. Whether you're burying your ID in your partner, they like football, so you think you do because you've just gotten conditioned, not that you really do, but you're right there beside them for 12 hours every weekend through the fall. You don't even know yourself. Or your boss who has cleverly tricked you into believing that you like working long hours and it's good for your career to never see your family because you spend all your time at work. Well, I gotta make a living. I guarantee you. Talk to some adults who had a parent working 90% of their childhood. Talk to them and see just how much of a service you think you're doing for them. Or a buddy. Friends get, I see that a lot too. Oh, so and so, their phone goes off, and it's so and so who's got another problem that you have to fix. You have to fix it? Their problem? You do? Really? Know when you're being a crutch. Know when you're being the enabler in the situation, not the helper. You're not doing anyone any service by fixing their problems all the time. Even with your own kids, much less a grown adult who should be doing for themselves. A few tips. You know, there are so many tools out there to do a self check, reality check. Do a self quiz. They tell you a lot about yourself, what you're doing with your time. And I mean, some are geared to specifically tell you, how true you're being to yourself. Do you even know yourself? You've watched the movies that the kids want to watch so often you don't even remember that, oh, I like horror movies. I just never can watch them because I have 4 and 5 and 6 year olds. But you do. So carve out some time when the kids are at school. This time of year, kids are back in school. Take advantage. Pop into a matinee, or go. I had a job one time where I was a surveyor, and I could just pop into the nearest Starbucks and do paperwork there. And I gotta tell you, it was so freeing to not be chained to the same old office. It was a change in scenery, and I liked the vibe, the energy. I liked it, and the music. I mean, getting a different, just getting out of the house. Maybe you're a housewife and you're staring at the same 4 walls and it's driving you crazy, or that's stressful. People think of stress as physical stress because they're doing manual labor 10 hours a day, or stress because you have deadlines. And stress, sit in the house and get some cabin fever and know what that kind of stress is like. There are also time trackers where they'll point out to you pockets of maybe during a commute, if you commute public transportation, being able to read on your iPad or tablet or whatever, or if you're driving, audio. I mean, everybody's got like iTunes, Spotify, something that you can listen to it that helps you. That even just meditation. I do that at work all the time. Have like some Reiki music playing in the background. It's just calming. It's not words I gotta, sync up with. It's just calming. Uh, Redecorate your office, your house, your room. Pick a room and redecorate. Gets the juices flowing. Gets the energy and the creativity going. But first and foremost, you're gonna have to, especially if people have gotten used to taking advantage of you, and even if they didn't think so, because mom is always there to take care of the thing, run the errand, or dad, or just a roommate, a buddy, your partner. You're the responsible one. You may get some pushback if someone's always had you at their beck and call, and now you're not because you're carving out time for yourself. You can't. There's no amount of money and no amount of praying to any god that might exist that will get you your time back. And how you spend your time should be the most important thing on your mind. Whether you're choosing to spend with your kids or, carve out, do a little 15-minute yoga, do it with some meditation music in the background. Learn to meditate. And that means different things to different people. So I don't want to, you find your way in your own definition of it. But self-care is essential to not only longevity, but do you want to get to 80 years old and you're bedridden? Do you want to be 60 and you got colon cancer and you're hooked up to machines? Or do you want to do something about it now, before you get to that? I see so many people. I mean, I'm 46, almost 46, in 2017, August 2017. And I am so grateful. There are a lot of things I am grateful for, but my health is number one. And I've been at it. I've been at it since I was a teenager. It just was it came from sports, and I just stuck with it. I liked it. And it's just always been a part of my life. I don't imagine, like someone who plays golf all the time. They can't imagine their life without golf, But I'm seeing the benefit now. I did enjoy it, and it just carried over into I went in the military, so that naturally lent itself to staying physically fit. And I was a personal trainer for a while, so. But that gave me the gift of looking around at me at other people in their 40s or even in their 30s who they can't climb a flight of stairs and they got all kinds of disorders and conditions. Ask anyone who's older, and I mean 70s, 80s, what they wish. They're going to wish they spent more time doing what the hell they wanted to do and living the life they wanted to live, not according to the prophecy of other people. And they're going to tell you they should have taken better care of themselves. You can't get back your health once it's gone. I mean, there are people millionaires, billionaires, who would spend every single penny they had to be able to, just go swimming again, to be able to play with their grandchildren, and they can't because they're bedridden, because they have a condition, because they can't be up and around more than 10 minutes without their, oxygen tank or whatever. And there's some things that are unavoidable, okay? You get sidelined in an accident that wasn't your fault, that's unavoidable. But when you're making conscious decisions to fill yourself on onion rings and bacon cheeseburgers every day, and you don't even know how to identify a leaf of lettuce, or you're drinking a fifth of Jack every night, I'm not judging. I couldn't care less. That's your life. That's not my life. It's not going to affect me in any way whatsoever. So knock yourself out. I'm just saying, if you make it to 60, 70, 80, 90, you can't go back. You can't go back and undo what you did. Stressing out, 12 hours at work every day. And your kids don't know you. They're grown and got kids of their own. And you were never there. Yeah, you're putting food on the table, but how does your relationship bear out? So, it's not a judgment and it's not preaching at you. It's caring about the quality of your life. And not just now, but in the future. But yes, now. But yes, in the future. Because, things only deteriorate as you get older. Just like a vehicle. You do basic maintenance and make it last longer, make it run well for longer. But, time bears out on things. So, the more that you do now, whether it's a 10-minute nap, whether it's, maybe you got to get up 10 minutes early. Get that little 10-minute yoga in, or, like I said, being able to manage, there are time trackers that will show you, like what you call it, like the online accountant. You know, when you're going through your bank statement, oh crap, I didn't realize how much I was spending on takeout. Same thing with your time. There are apps out there that will show you pockets of time that you're wasting. Whether maybe you're waiting in the doctor's office for your kid to get out, or you're in the parking lot waiting for them to get out of school or whatnot. Take a nap. I mean, read. I used to bring my yoga mat and I would work out when I was, doing the surveying thing. I might have a half hour to an hour where I really wasn't doing anything because I was having to wait on someone else. I had a yoga mat and of course my laptop, and I would just go to the nearest park or school and work out. So there's always something you can do. You gotta want it. You gotta want it more than just talking about it. And again, that's not preaching, that's you. I'm going to be me, and I'm going to have the life that I've, carved out for myself. But so are you. And regret is a horrible, horrible thing to have to feel. When you can start right this second changing things for the better. If that means disappointing people, that means disappointing people. And I know, people are going to squawk the second you take away their doormat. And maybe some people don't think of it that way. They just got used to you saying yes all the time. But if you don't start saying no to benefit yourself, to give you some time to yourself, to make yourself well, what good are you to the people? You think it's being selfish? How much stronger and more readily available are you to them when you're fresh, when you feel good, when you're healthy? So think about it. Time trackers, check that out. Take some awareness quizzes and get to know yourself. Carve out, whether it's 10 minutes here and there, carve out some time to get to know you. Remember, oh, I like that kind of music. I'm just not allowed to listen to it in the house. Or I like that kind of movie, but I'm always with the kids. If you don't stand up for yourself now, you'll be laid out in your later years. And those are the people that please just unplug me. Because they're tired of living. So think about it. Just some stuff to think about. You are important, and it's not selfish to take care of yourself. In fact, it's selfish not to. I mean, my mom passed away from lung cancer. She smoked her whole life. I wish I'd had more time with her. I wish she had made better choices and not smoked. Lung cancer, direct result of smoking all your life. She could have made different choices, and I would have had her for longer. So think about how you're serving your family in the long term by taking care of yourself now.